Yeah, once it was over, it was a whole nother scary thing. The doing of it was pretty easy for me.
Yeah.
Afterwards, it's like, oh, well, now I got to kind of face real life and go, okay, how am I gonna support myself? How am I gonna make money? What am I gonna do? And I still didn't really know.
Sorry, yeah, don't want to cut you off,
Yeah.
but just did they like offer anything to like help you get hired somewhere, or did they give? Did they have anything like that?
Yeah, so part of the program, there's like a co-op component of it.
Okay.
So you do get some work experience, and a lot of times that can lead to jobs or connections or things like that.
Mhm.
But again, it's not going to be these super high profile jobs.
No.
It's going to be not much more than minimum wage probably.
Yeah, like I don't really know what you do with that, like training. I know some people who do it, and I know some girls who work at like supplement store and stuff too, and they use it for that. But yeah, I don't really know a lot of what you would actually use it for. I know most people honestly do like what you did too, and why I did it was just for me. Like I wanted to figure out my own life. I didn't really have a big business or job idea in my mind behind it. I don't know if you did or not.
Not really. I was kind of just seeing how it would go. I think I wanted to, possibly work for myself. I just didn't really know.
Yeah.
I just didn't really know. I just knew I didn't want to go back to what I was doing. I think the people that really are the most lucrative or successful with it are the ones that build their own businesses out of it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like I have lots of people that I went to school with. I mean, they're doing great things. They've built their own business in a specific niche market where they're helping people with a certain health concern, and they're offering online coaching and all these different things. Initially I worked with athletes for a while. So I was doing sports nutrition and working with athletes in various sports, and it was fun. It was good experience. I think just as we'll probably get into, as I kept going, I just kept getting kind of like the nutrition was really important for me. Just didn't feel like it was my ultimate calling.
Okay.
So I still believe in nutrition. I still help people with nutrition when they ask. But I think I just kind of kept being like, okay, this is kind of fun and interesting, but there was still that something kind of missing for me of that ultimate fulfillment. And I think it was, okay, there's other areas that I want to help people in too. Right. I think one thing I do think about nutrition, and, you can maybe share your experience too with it, is I feel like learning about nutrition and specifically holistic nutrition, it's kind of like a gateway. Like it's a door into personal development, right? Like there's different entry points. Like someone may start with yoga, someone may start with seeing a personal trainer, someone may start with nutrition. It's like this entry point. And then once you're in there, now it opens you up to all of these other kind of things in the holistic health space. And so that's one thing I do appreciate about nutrition, is I think it's something that we can offer to help people with whatever thing they're struggling with. You can you can help them through diet and nutrition. And now they're feeling better mentally, they're feeling better physically. And now they're prepared and they're a little bit more open to now exploring maybe some of these other things. So I think for that reason, it serves a purpose. And I think that was the piece that I always wanted to kept going to more. And I almost felt limited with just talking about nutrition. Like, okay, you want to build some muscle and you lose some fat. Like, yeah, I can help you do that. But then through conversation, I can also sense these other things going on. And it's like, oh, like I want to help with more.
Yeah. No, yeah, I agreed the same thing. Like you said, how it kind of just opens a door. And that's what it did for me. It was the first time I'd realized like, shit, there's more to this than just like, doctors and getting some antibiotics or whatever it might be. Cause I never thought it made a difference. And when I went to a naturopath and he said, okay, well, let's change all this stuff in your diet right away, I was like, well, why does that actually do something?
Yeah.
And I just never thought about it. So it can give you that belief switch where you kind of just go, oh shit, like that makes a difference. What else does this as well? And you kind of just keep diving into new shit and trying stuff.
Totally. I mean, when I was 16, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Here I am over 20 years later. And when I was doing that program, I remember learning about Crohn's and colitis and all these things in the program. And my mind just being blown about, like, to be honest, kind of how simple it was to treat holistically if you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, because I had been diagnosed like 20 years ago, I was like, okay, well, a lot has changed in 20 years. Like I felt very, very good about that. And so then I went and like I Googled like the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. And then sure enough, like the first line of the first paragraph is like, if you're diagnosed with Crohn's or colitis, there's no need to change your diet. And I was like, oh, well, we're not that far ahead than as I thought.
Yeah.
So it's like, here I'm in a school where they're teaching all this stuff, but still it's not mainstream.
No.
Like, it's still not the way that most people are getting treatment.
No, not at all. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's making some headway.
Yeah.
More so now, but there's still a long way to go, I think.
Yeah, I think there's an awareness. I think people have reached a point where they're starting to recognize for themselves that, you know, going to the doctor maybe isn't enough, and that they need to kind of take ownership of their own health. And yeah, I think what we've gone through as a society in the last 6 to 8 months, I think further puts the spotlight on that, where it's, you know, okay, we got to do something about our health here. Right? And
oh, for sure.
Yeah. And I think that's really it. We have to kind of be our own doctors, and there's people we can go to that that can help us and figure it out. But there does need to be that ownership, right? It's not just, I'm going to put my health into this person's hands. It's, who can I work with collaboratively on my health? Right?
Yeah. You definitely have to put it in your own hands. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.